a text message from a friend saying, I have a quick lawyer question, which there is no such thing as. Long story short, he tells me that college-age child signed a parking lease agreement and is getting the runaround. So I get involved, I start reviewing text messages and emails and figuring out what's going on. Basically what happened is the college student, through email, had an email exchange with the leasing agent saying, here's the dates that I want, what's the dollar amount? Leasing agent says, okay, for those dates, it's this dollar amount. College student sends back an email saying, okay, for these dates, I just want to confirm, for these dates, it's this dollar amount. Leasing agent replies, that is correct. Sends her a lease, she reviews the lease, and it has those dates and that dollar amount in there. Signs the lease, gets an email back saying that it's fully executed. She gets the parking garage pass, she gets everything, she gets her space assigned, everything moves forward, right? Fast forward 3 weeks, and she gets an email saying, oh, well, that lease is only for these dates. To do the full year, it's this dollar amount, which is literally double than what she signed the contract for. And she's like, no, that's not what you told me. She went back to her student portal to pull up the lease, and the lease she signed is no longer there. She emails them back and forth, and they're like, well, yes, we told you it's for this dollar amount, or for this time frame for this dollar amount. If you want the full year, it's this amount. In her emails, it does have the full year for the 6-month dollar amount. So they're going back and forth. She's getting the runaround over and over again. I get involved, and I'm giving her words to send to the leasing agent from her email. So I'd say, okay, here's what you're gonna do. Send this to her. And then she sends a reply, and she forwards me the reply, and then I say, okay, now send this. What I'm doing is setting up the leasing agent, and she has no idea. So she sends a couple emails back and forth, forwards them to me, and I go, okay, now I'm gonna send an email. When I send the email from my law office, the leasing agent doesn't reply. The manager replies and copies 4 other individuals on the email, which is just the difference of an attorney getting involved versus a college student, or even just I don't want to say an average person, but a person. So I get an email back saying, I'm sorry, we can't even talk to you. Not only can you have to, because I represent her. She will confirm that I represent her. She sends me the documents and tells me, because I asked her to send me the lease that they want her to sign and the original lease, which they keep telling us over and over again, there was not a lease that was ever executed, which is false because we have the emails proving it. So she says, here's the original lease and here's the one we want her to sign. I pull up the original lease, and in the meantime, the college student emails me and says, that's not the original lease that I signed. And I said, I know. She goes, how do you know? I go, because there's this thing called metadata, and I pulled it up off of this document, and this document was created 2 days ago. And then I screenshot the metadata, and I sent it back to everybody copied on the email, and I said, try again. That's not the original lease. See the attached metadata. This was created 2 days ago. I said, not only do I know that's not the original lease based off the metadata, the emails state otherwise. To which I get the response, well, I'm sorry, that was what was in her student portal. If you'll send me the emails, I'll be happy to take those into consideration. So, long story short, if you have a situation like this where they're giving you the runaround, 1, absolutely download documents and save emails, because they can be crucial when you're doing these kind of disputes. And 2, just stand up for your rights. Sometimes you just need to know how to ask the questions, and sometimes hopefully you have a lawyer, attorney friend that you can call and be like, hey, what do I do now? And then sometimes you just have to phone a friend and the attorney has to step in, and then magically everything gets fixed.